YouTube.
What's up, YouTube? You see off behind me the big pine tree and another. So we're gonna follow those trees. There's a bit of room to follow these. One of them I think we'll have to pull, but this first one, it leans out over this delicate looking greenhouse. Okay, YouTube, I don't know if you can tell, but this tree, the YouTube keyhole view would show you, if it could, that it leans out there. So it shouldn't be a difficult thing to transfer that energy to out here. You basically take movement and reharness it for another direction by the way you cut. It's kind of like the principle of skydiving, when they basically have a wing-shaped parachute and they're traveling always forward. You know, they're cruising along like this. Well, they can take that forward movement and transfer the energy to a stall, which slows their descent down. So they take one movement and change it to another. They take that energy of forward movement and turn it into a stall. It only lasts for a second, because once the forward movement is stalled out, then they start to drop and their descent picks up again. I was thinking about cutting some limbs off because I wanted to go this way more and I didn't want to brush that fence, but I think I'll just be brave and just miss the fence and miss the greenhouse. That's all we're gonna do. The goats did a number on this tree. It looks like they ate the bark off of it. Oh no, that was Damien. Damien cut the bark off, but look at this other one. I mean, goats are something, aren't they? I mean, wow. Eating pine bark? That's, I've heard of monkey beavers, but these are beaver goats.
This is how we look when we hear no fine cleanup. First thing on a cold morning.
No fine cleanup? You guys are gonna freeze to death. You'll have no raking to do.
True. True. We'll freeze.
They want these stumps left for the goats to play on kind of high. So I won't cut a Humboldt. I'll cut a traditional notch on these, because then it'll be flat. So there's that fence I was talking about. goats. We were just talking about stuff that you guys might find interesting. We initially put our truck out there, right? Okay, we talked about that, I think. This tree leans at the greenhouse, but it has more back weight this way, and we need to take it out here, but it has weight this way. Okay, so that means we need to put a pole line on it. We have to put a pole line on it to overcome the weight this way, but there's no reason to have the truck there because that will add pressure that it already has toward this. We don't want that. We don't want added pressure that direction. So we're going to actually move the truck over here. Have the truck over here as a stiff arm so that we're not contributing more pressure toward that thing, which we don't need that. We need pressure because we need it to overcome the direction this way. We just need pressure that way. So we're going to put pressure this way. Does that make sense? It does to me.
I think it makes sense. I was listening to you.
Yeah?
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, when me and Damien talk about it off camera, it just is perfect and amazing.
Yeah, and then
we try to recreate it for you guys, and it's horrible.
Maybe it's because you tried playing my part and your part at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So it wasn't me asking questions with your answers.
I know.
Perfectly choreographed to where...
I know. But then when we have a real conversation like we are now, then people think it's scripted. Like that happened one time in a video, and we were talking about the Hingewood, and people were like, that was so staged. I think even Trevor Ahern, he was like, that was staged. And I'm like, that actually wasn't, but have a nice day.
It just seemed staged because it was a little awkward.
Yeah, we're just such phonies that even when we're real, we look fake. Huh?
Yeah. Some people are always going to say it's fake, you know?
Yeah. What's the hashtag? The famous hashtag? Some will say...
It's fake.
Some will say it's fake. Whenever that hashtag is, it usually is fake.
I know. It's some meme that is just
It's a picture of Grandma Bigfoot or something.
Yeah.
2 grand. And the insurance company kept asking me if there was anything up to my house.
First throw, that's not always the case. Base tie in place. Putting pressure back this way, which you can tell fights some of the lean this way. But it also is this side of the weight because the main weight is that way. So the tree leans that way and this way. So we're going to pull it this way and put it this way. Back pressure, commence. Let's look at that. Let's look at that. That should be good. My truck's higher in front now. Nice lift kit. Remember the job where we did the unboxing of the Buckin' Special?
You're gonna have fun opening this up, Mr. Haneke.
That ought to do.
Oh my.
Well, this is that property. There's one of my stumps from the video. My, what a nice stump. Gotta love a nice stump. It's ridiculously leaning out to the left, which sucks because that's where the wire is and stuff. YouTube keyhole view won't show it as bad as it is. So it's out that way, and we need to go more than 45 degrees, which means compensation pulling, and we can get rid of some of these other trees too. Anyway, too much talk. We'll just maybe cut.
Alright, August is gonna put this one over all the leans right there. The top curves back a little bit. We've got the power pole there and some other oaks, so probably gonna end up right in there. The front of the hinge there, so as this collapses, it'll start compressing the front. That'll be holding foot on
That was a lot of swing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's swooping. Don't worry, that's not all, folks. There it is. Alright, so our rope isn't super high, so we don't have crazy leverage. We're not setting up a 2-to-1 or any mechanical advantage system, so I'll make sure to make my face extra low, a little lower, so that he has better leverage. But Adam is like a 3-to-1 as is. He wanted to make sure everybody knew that.
Okay, we got it all prepped. There's the lay. We basically want this tree to go between those two uprights. Right there. Right there. Which is a little bit of a challenge because the tree leans quite a bit out to the left, and of course YouTube diminishes the dynamics of that, but it leans a lot this way and back, and we're wanting to go there. And the top of the tree is way over here. Here's the stump where I'm cutting. The top of the tree is way over like this, so that means I have to aim on the other side of that right upright in order to get the tree to lay between the uprights. So it's another one of those deals. And in order to compensate for the leans properly, we're pulling here. It's a little close, which makes you pull down more than out. And that little tree is backed up by a big cluster back there. So that's just a redirect where that yellow block is. But this angle here combats the lean almost, the tree is almost opposite that. You wouldn't want it completely opposite, because then as the tree starts pulling, it could go either way. You want it almost opposite, but toward the direction that you're gonna fall it. Jam it down between those two. Definitely don't want to go too far to the left and risk shoving a small tree down over the power line. Definitely don't want to go too far right and risk slapping the rabbits. Should be okay. We'll pull this way and we'll load the tree hard that way, and then we'll put it out here. Okay? That makes sense?
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna put a face cut in it. Let's go to James Cabral 66 on this. My drone just told me I can't fly here because of some sort of geo thing, some sort of environmental reason. Hey, at least they can't tell me not to cut this tree down. But we can't film it with the drone, so that was going to be cool.
I was thinking, man, he doesn't even have to cut any at the end.
I'm glad we compensated as hard as we did. How's my goalpost camera? It's down here somewhere. Are you okay, little buddy? Where are you at? There you are. Wow, are you okay? Good job. This tree is tricky because we don't want to hit this post, but we need to kind of get close to it because because those low limbs will sweep the corner of the roof unless the tree is closer this way. So I want to come right out through here in order to not drag the corner too much. It might get a little action because that limb up there is busted, but it could handle a little bit. It just couldn't handle the mother load. It has some monster weight over this barn. Something's wrong with the winch. Won't go in or out. Screwed up. Anyway, it's old. Time to fix it. So we're gonna pull this next tree down with four-wheel drive power. Go ahead and give me some tension.
You do have
He's
room.
got room? Okay.
Yeah, you got room.
All right, go ahead, Adam. Pull it over. Dang it.
I was going to replace that anyway because it was starting to come apart.
We're gonna straighten it out anyway because I didn't mean for it to happen. And I was just being punished for bragging too much in my last video. Do it. Keep going. Okay. Okay, that's nice and straight.
Yeah, thanks.
It's pretty solid too. What the heck? My charmed life. So you're gonna have to pull it over. Now we just have to get our rope out from under that thing.